Arseny, just how do you feel after finally being able to play that first preseason game?
Как я себя чувствую? I am tired. Как сказать, не ожидал.
Didn't expect it.
Too hard, a lot of battles, big speed, and all guys bigger me, you know. But I enjoy this time. Have good partners, good team. A couple guys support me on the bench. Cotter a lot of time save me on the ice, and I'm feeling good.
And I'm sure it feels even better to use your shot, get that goal, and just feel that here in the NHL game.
Что еще раз?
Просто энергия, когда зарядила по духу, ему зарядился, это как оно, у тебя ощущение?
I'm starting play left side on power play. I am play like a couple times in Russia, and when we have last power play, I go right side and I say, "What is this my time? I need shot." Yeah, I'm feeling good and a lot of fun. Good time.
Could you tell us about that? About your assist to Cotter?
И вот это я вообще не понял вопрос.
Про передачу расскажи, которую ты Коттеру отдал.
Блять, вот тут тяжело будет. Скажи, что я видел, что он чуть вперед убегает меня, решил на себя защитничка затянуть и отдать туда.
Just to make it simpler, he saw Cotter coming slightly, kind of up ahead, and he just decided to suck the D-man towards him and then just lay him the puck and then kind of like hope for the best.
Did you know that D-man was Tom Fitzgerald's son?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Guys, tell me before the game.
Before the game. Just your impression. You talked about how big and strong everyone is. Was it a good first impression for you? I know we had talked about how excited you were to see what the game was like here.
То, что ты говоришь, что все вот как бы сильные, но для тебя каково оно было? Тебе понравилось, знаешь, у тебя ощущение вот именно от этой вот всего, как ты ощущал на льду?
First couple change, I don't understand why, because all guys have pressure and I don't have time. But when I have assist and after goal, little bit nervous, relax, and after I see fans and a little bit stress out.
But you felt that eventually you could just play what your game is.
У тебя в каком-то как бы в итоге ты пришел к тому, что ты ты нашел свою игру, грубо говоря.
Последние 2 минуты.
It's like last 2 minutes.
That's okay. It's a preseason game.
Yeah, I have time.
Thanks, Arseny.
You led the team with 6 shots today. Is that something that you've been working on, or have you always been a shoot first mentality?
У тебя сегодня из всей команды 6 бросков. He didn't expect that number. И он говорит, то, что это вот твоя сильная сторона, вот, у тебя менталитет такой, сначала бросать, потом это, или это просто ты над этим работаешь часто, или как?
Скажи, что это, наверное, моя первая игра, что я пока партнеров особо не видел, хотел просто почувствовать игру себя, и поэтому много, наверное, акцентировался на броске.
It's his first game, and he just I guess kind of his first focus was just to shoot and then just understand the teammates, where is everybody at. Didn't want to take any risk or chances, so just shoot first and figure it out.
What were your first thoughts of Devils fans?
Первые впечатления от болельщиков Нью-Джерси.
Да кайф.
Pretty good.
Thanks, Arseny.
Thank you.
Just sort of, shake off that rust from a long off season. That's what these games are about, I'm sure.
No, it's good. I mean, it's good to get back out there, and sucks losing to those guys, especially. Don't care if it's preseason or not, but it's good. I mean, it's look up, you get to see a crowd again. I haven't hit anybody in a couple months. That was nice, but no, it's good. It's good to get back into the swing of things and sort of a routine, so it's awesome.
We were just talking to Arseny. Obviously, you're playing on a line there. What was that like? And he was just sort of saying, it was a lot for him to take in his first time here, all that whole experience. What did you like about it?
Gritsyuk?
Yeah.
You guys understood him?
We had a translator. Don't worry.
Okay,
but actually, his English is quite good. His
yeah.
English is quite good.
No,
all things
he's good.
considered. Yeah.
It's great. It's great playing with him. I think obviously it's a whole new league and it's a whole new world basically for him. So looks like maybe took him a period to adjust, which is pretty quick. So super skilled. Obviously, you see the caliber of shot he had on that last one, but joyful guy to be around, and will be a huge add to our team. And Glasser, we all what he's capable of. It's always great to play with him, and switched us up there with Lambo, I call him. So, he's one of those players that you can tell just knows the game really well, very structural player. So kind of know what you're going to get, which is very nice. So for the most part, it's good playing with those guys.
When you have a teammate, a player like Arseny, who, even though it's preseason, as a veteran, like, what are you telling him on the bench or on the ice to try to get him acclimated, even though it is still a preseason game?
Yeah, it's a little bit of kind of watching, see what his tendencies are a little bit, see what kind of gets him going, what doesn't get him going, and I think he missed a puck there and said something. I don't really know what it meant, but, obviously maybe the next time that comes around, maybe grab and be like, hey, let's go, we're good. But he did a pretty good job of doing that himself and bounced right back in it and had a big one at the end there for us to try and get that last push. But, right now just kind of looking, seeing, it's new to me being somewhat of an older guy, so, but it's good. Just kind of looking around, not trying to do too much.
And last season, you specifically, when you scored versus when you didn't score, you would always, when you would talk to us, you would make a point about, how you felt that you needed to score, you wanted to score. Well, you scored today, so how did that feel?
Felt great. I mean, scoring at home is always great, no matter what type of game it is. But obviously, I want more production than I did last year. But I don't think that's necessarily my full-time role. I expect to produce, but there's a lot of other stuff that I need to do for this team, and physicality. I think maybe just better at kind of getting myself back on track if I miss so-called breakaway like I did today. But just I feel like I'm getting a couple more years under my belt, getting used to it. So goals definitely help, but got to realize that that's not the only important thing for me.
So Gritsyuk shoot a lot, but he looks like a pretty good distributor too. He assisted your goal.
Yeah. Hey, I told him to just shoot the puck, so he surprised me on that one, but I'll take it.
Well, then coming into camp, one of the highly touted guys that everyone was really looking forward to seeing was Arseny and what he was going to be able to bring. We've talked about him during training camp so far, but you've got to see him now in game action. Not a full NHL game, but your initial impressions of how he handled this moment that he said he was quite nervous for.
I thought, if he said he was nervous, it probably showed a little early. I thought he got better as the game wore on. He looked to get a little more comfortable. Puck out on his stick a little bit more in the second half of the game, which that usually helps a talented guy to get more comfortable. Thought he was hesitant, before that, but it's good. Good first game for him. He's going to play a lot through this preseason.
Another player who we've talked a lot about is Ethan Edwards. You played him a lot today. Your initial impressions of, again, that translating from what you saw in practice to now a little bit more of a game action type atmosphere.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. He stood out a lot at the skating again, even though it's not the NHL out there. That was a fast game. It was up a couple notches from the practices and the scrimmage that we had. Game's a little chaotic. And usually when games are chaotic, it leads to a lot of speed, like a lot of pressure on the puck because the guys are just kind of chasing it around a lot. But his skating stood out. There wasn't a lot of bad things that happened when he was out there. I think he found a way to not be involved in the goals against and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I thought he was good. I thought, we have a real bad chunk of time there in that second period. Our whole second period in general wasn't very good. We didn't spend much time in the offensive zone. But, there were some good individual performances.
Obviously, a lot is made about Arseny's shot, but I feel like distributing the puck too today. Obviously, with the nice assist on Cotter's goal.
Yeah, I made a great little slip on Cotter's goal. Great play by Cotter too, not just to finish, but to pop that stick and get the puck available for him. But yeah, like I said, the more touches he got in the second half of the game, I thought Grits started to come alive a little bit. So that was positive to see. Just some of the other things, we just got to get him more reps. The first goal against in D-zone coverage, we got to get him more of those types of reps. The forechecking, all that sort of stuff, that's far more prominent in the NHL than where he's come from. That sort of stuff is going to have to come over time.
I know it's super early, but just your thoughts on how Nico Dawes played today.
Well, I didn't think we did a very good job protecting either goalie today. Our defending in D-zone in the first period for Jake, not nearly good enough. Just too many pucks getting inside. and then that sort of continued in the second period as well. A little different in the second. It was less about pucks coming from below the goal line, a little more just sort out issues and not identifying coverage or boxing out, that kind of stuff. But you know, it's first preseason game. He's coming in cold off the bench, and then you know we get it taken to us pretty good in the second. So not taking too much away from it. For the game like this, to me, it's you look at the goalies with Jake, it's less about the play, it's more about the preparation, the routine, you know, get the start and go through all the different things you need to get through for that routine, and then, you know, you hope that there's enough reps for the goalies to get their timing and such back.
A guy like Luke Glendening, what kind of presence does he bring for you? He wins 75% of his faceoffs today. Just how reliable of a guy is he for you?
Yeah, he's solid. I mean, that's what he's done through his career. That's why he's here. You know, we see if there's an opportunity for him, it's going to be face-off heavy and trying to take some of the load off some of our other guys. So we're going to give him opportunities to do that and see where the rest of his game is at. But he's obviously played a real long time in the league, so he knows who he is. I thought he looked confident, comfortable out there. You know, he's not going to make a ton of plays or anything with the puck, but I don't know how many shots he ended up finishing with. Seemed like he was just simplifying his game, getting the puck to the net, which I think is something you want someone like him to be able to do, just to try to get some momentum going and some offense to the inside. So, yeah, I liked him in the face-off dot, liked him on the penalty kill, and like the simplicity of his game. That's you know what you want to see from him.
And then Brian Allen opens the scoring, got a couple of nice shots. What were your impressions of him today?
Yeah, I thought he was. I mean, that's a big time shot. Obviously, I think you don't see a lot of one timers go in from that distance outside the dot. You know, in the NHL, and obviously that's an NHL goal. He beats clean on that. So that was a great shot. We've seen that from him. But I thought he played hard, his straight lines and doing all of that sort of stuff. You know, I don't know how much ice time would be available on our team for him to rip one-timers on the power play and such. So it's a lot of the other things that he's got to be able to show in other areas of his game and finding ways to produce it 5-on-5. But, you know, he plays hard. He's here to try to make the team, which is exactly what it should be. You know, when I talked to him before camp started, it's, you know, don't be the forgotten man here. You know, push and challenge and take advantage of every opportunity that you get. So, you know, I thought he played a good, hard, honest game, and, you know, it's good to see him get rewarded with a goal, too.
Obviously, Gritsyuk's English, while certainly improving, is a work in progress. How do you feel he's handled that barrier, and how have you and the team been able to help him through it?
Well, I think his English is better, you know, than you know, my experience has been with guys coming over for the first time. So that's the first thing. I think he's been building towards coming here for a while, so he's spent the time to work at his English. But having Sergei Brylin on staff is a tremendous asset for us in this regard, and I think it's very helpful. We had a similar situation, though not as close, given that Sarge is on the bench with us. But when I was in Toronto, we had Nick Antropov, and anytime we had a Russian player come over, like, he was instrumental to really help in sitting in meetings and helping to communicate and clarify different things and getting them familiar with the different terms and all that. So that's you know, that's a big part of it. But also, Grits played in the KHL. He played for Bob Hartley in the KHL. You know, like, Bob's coached a long time in the NHL, and you know, he's speaking maybe some broken English, but it's English, and also he's familiar with, you know, the lingo and such that comes in the North American game. So all that will help the adjustment, and already has.